Welcome to Epic Voice Reviews.
There wasn't anything in the theaters that I wanted to see this week other than Dumb and Dumber 2, as in T-O. And I was out of town this weekend. I had a really big job yesterday. I had 8 hours in the booth yesterday. So I didn't have a chance to go see it. So I can't review it because that wouldn't be honest. So instead, I thought I'd talk about my top 5 must-sees on Netflix. If you have Netflix, awesome. You could probably see these other places as well. But before I get started on that, I got a couple of friends. If you watch the Honest Game trailers over on Smosh Games, then you'll know my friends Lasercorn and Wes the Editor. They're both doing cool little things right now, so I put 2 little annotations and 2 little videos right here. Wes is doing a cosplay for charity campaign, and he's going to do a full-on movie-quality Winter Soldier costume. And a big portion of the proceeds goes to the Children's Hospital in Los Angeles. So please go check out the video and the links and whatnot. And you can also click down there if you're on a mobile device that doesn't have annotations. Fix that, Google, just saying. And you go check out Lasercorn, who's got this cool comic book that he's working on. And you can check out his gameplay of Depth, which is an awesome, like, sharks versus divers game, which is really cool, which I'm going to get as soon as I get my gamer rig. I need a gamer PC because all I have is a recording computer and a really crappy HP editing computer that belongs to my wife and has flowers on it.
Back to the must-see on Netflix. Number 5.
So number 5 is one that you have to see because these are movies that are so bad they're good. And this movie is called Nazis at the Center of the Earth. It's an asylum film, same guys who did Sharknado, and it's so bad it's good. It's got Gary Busey's son in it, and I can't say anything without spoiling it for you, but it's one of those that you have to watch with some friends. Feel free to make fun of throughout the movie, but it's so bad you'll actually enjoy it.
Number 4.
If you don't know of it by now, I don't know how you have never heard of it before. Birdemic is one of the worst movies ever made. So bad that it's great. It's literally a movie that any one of you with even a little bit of editing skills and a green screen could make yourselves. And so you have to check it out. There's guys fighting birds with machine guns and hangers.
Number 3.
One that will probably be higher on a lot of people's lists. But Sharknado, I mentioned previously. It's a fun, awful movie. It's so stupid, it's funny. And it's got a lot of actors you actually would recognize. And I don't know, it's just one of those movies that I like to watch.
Number 2.
A little indie film from Ireland. I was kind of unsure what it was at first. I kind of thought it was like Slither, maybe. I wasn't sure if it was an actual horror movie or a dark comedy, but it ends up being a bit of both. It's called Grabbers. The premise of the movie is that there's an alien creature that feeds on human blood, and the only way to stop the creatures is to get really, really drunk, because apparently it poisons these things. It starts off being more like a serious horror movie, and then it ends up being really, really funny.
Number 1.
One of my favorite movies, and even though I've seen it a dozen times at least, or a half a dozen times at least, it's called FDR
American Badass.
So for sake of my children watching this video, we'll call it American Bad Boy. FDR has got a lot of very well-renowned actors, actually, that you'll recognize it throughout this movie, and a couple that you'll know that aren't as famous. What are they doing in this film? It's very adult, so no kids, sorry. But it is a very funny movie. It is a straight-up comedy, and it's so bizarrely bad, and it's such a low-budget but fun film to watch. It's one that you have to see. So that's my top 5 Netflix picks.
It's time for your comments. For Azeroth, I have a set of skills that make me a nightmare for potatoes like you. When it comes to the future, you can never have too many cooks. My dog has smelly, cheesy farts. Abs. And what in the butt? Hashtag Chet Movement. Somebody once told me that Shrek is gonna roll me. I'm not the sharpest Shrek in the shed.
Hadouken! That's supposed to have been Hadouken in Christopher Walken's voice.
We captured it for chaos. My spidey sense is tingling. Stay tuned for more epic voice reviews, and check out my awesome impression gameplay videos. All of these awesome shirts are brought to you by RippedApparel.com.
Ripped.